Hello, Patriots. Today is January 10th, 2024, Wednesday night. And we're going to talk about J6 news updates and chat. We're on day 1099 of constitutional tyranny in this country. Another day. How long can they keep this going on till our representatives do something about it? And how long can I go on and keep forgetting about putting my watermark in here? Unbelievable. I surprise myself sometimes. There we go. All right. Thank you, Deb. Bye. Sheesh. Unbelievable. So how's everybody doing today? We're going to talk about Vigil number 525 and 526. We talked about it last night, did a late night stream last night. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone. So it could be user error. It could be the FBI got me. I don't know, but it's not up there now. So we're going to do it over again. All right. Hey, Ridgeline, how you doing? Carol Burton, USA, Deb Vi, Beverly. How are you all doing today? And welcome, trolls and spooks. Do what you will. Do what thou see fit. So the vigils on Monday and Tuesday. We're coming down off of the big weekend with the J6 third anniversary. And had a lot of events, man. 1 year ago, there was one vigil going on for J6. And last weekend, the third anniversary, we had 20 across the United States. Not every single one of them was live streamed. But Patriot activity is on the rise. That's a good thing. That's what we've been hoping for and working towards for a long time now. It's good to see everybody right now. So Roy and I have worked together with Tina also out there in Lewisburg for a vigil. I don't think they've had one in a couple of weeks though, and Roy came to the Gulag for the January 6th anniversary. And I'll tell you, Roy's a great patriot, man. He is let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Guy Bassett, hello, hello. Glory be, Tammy Monday, hello. I'm losing my chat here. Okay. Carol Burton, how you doing there? How you doing? We're going to make an adjustment here. There we go. All right, let's see how this goes now. And Roy Buncher opened up that night on Monday at Freedom Corner with a prayer. It was awesome. And then Mickey got on, was talking about what we need to keep Freedom Corner going, or what they need over there to keep Freedom Corner going. They need a place to live. They need money. They need prayers. Prayers are free, Patriots. Feel free. Pray freely for us, please. We could all use more prayers. And in order to donate to the Freedom Corner movement with Mickey and Nicole, we'd ask that you donate to forashley.com. That is the source. That is where all the expenses for Freedom Corner get taken care of there. And then we got a call from Taylor Jonatakis, call from David Dempsey, call from Chris Quaglin, 2 calls, a call from Jeff Sable at the end of the night, and then we also had a call from Brandon Fellows, man. We haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks, and I just love that guy, man. All these guys are extremely dedicated patriots, dedicated right now. Hey, Tina McCloy, there you are. We were just talking to you. Were your ears ringing? Going to be a wild ride, but God will win. America be saved. Amen, Tina. Amen. We're praying for you, Tina, and everything that you're going through right now. You're on the school board now. I'm sure that's got to be a little bit of work. Doesn't pay very well, does it? But we're looking forward to, if you can get a chance to put a vigil out one of these times, Tina, that would be great again. Roy was just out the corner. I was just telling the chat here. It was great to see Roy down there on Freedom Corner. And he had a great prayer Monday night, which was awesome, awesome. Taylor Jonatakis was talking about how D.C. is unique. And I couldn't agree more, man. All the stuff that's going on in D.C., I don't think would fly anywhere else in this country. D.C. is an entity unto its own, and it has its own special rules. It's not a state. It's not a country. It's not a city. You know, what is D.C.? And then there is also the other statistics that D.C. is 7 times more propagandized than the rest of the country. I don't know if that information is really freely available out there, but I have seen studies where when they analyze what's on the nightly news in D.C., it is 7 times more warped towards the libtard agenda than anywhere else in the country. And that's not shocking, because we can see that reflected in the D.C. jury pools and stuff and what's going on down there. And it's not a news flash that they've been studying human psychology now for 70 years at least, okay? And they know exactly how to manipulate people. They know how to do it electronically. They know how to do it through hypnotism and stuff. And there's patents out on this technology, and there's no doubt about it. When you walk through D.C., there's these weird things on all the lampposts and outside of the buildings, the security cameras. But they're more than just security cameras, man. This is facial recognition stuff. This is phone tracking devices. They got the city of D.C. on lockdown. And that's how they control people. That is a level of control that is unseen in any other part of our country. It's a level of control that our country, most of the people in this country don't appreciate, don't believe is actually legal to be doing. We have a constitution that the government is not allowed to surveil us and ask for papers upon demand and stuff like that, but they just take that information from you as you're walking down the street underneath one of these sensors. So it's crazy. Let's see, and then that was Taylor's conversation there. David Dempsey got on the phone then. He was in court on Monday. He had a plea hearing, and I'm not sure how that went for him. I didn't hear the result of that. Freedom Corner Patriots were in the courtroom, though, and giving him support. And then right behind David in the court there was Chris Worrell. He was in court also. He got a prison sentence that was rather devastating, shocking, unheard of, absolutely unheard of with the nastiness of that sentence that he got. Chris Worrell had major problems with the health care in the jail when he was in there originally. That the many court cases pertaining to just getting Chris medical attention, and to the point where the jail continually just did not respond to the court orders to get him to a doctor. Finally, the court held the prison in contempt. They let Chris out of jail for a while, and the rest is history from there. I'm sure he wasn't, when it was his time to go back into court, he had absolutely no trust in this system and felt he was walking into his death sentence, no doubt about it. So None of that was considered in his sentence, and man, I think he got over 100 months sentence there, which is horrible. Absolutely horrible, man. All right, Ferg, yeah, there's all kinds of weird stories. Let me get through the J6 stuff before we get into this, because the news cycle is spiraling faster and faster and faster. It is a whirlwind intended to scoop you up and just bamboozle you and break your paradigm and get you to just disconnect and say, I don't care anymore. But we got to learn how to get through this. We got to learn how to keep our focus and stuff. So yeah, Ferg, we're going to get into that. That's a particularly weird story right there with the rabbis in the underground tunnel in New York and stuff. David Dempsey also is an incredibly humorous guy. In the middle of all this, I mean, he's been in jail, who knows, a couple of years. Still talking about plea deals. Hasn't had a trial yet. And he can crack jokes, man, and he just kind of busts on everybody equally. You know, he's not racist, he's not prejudiced, he just busts on everybody. And I kind of admire that, you know. That's how a lot of the people I hang out with, you can rip on me and I don't care, you know. If you're a good friend of mine, I'll kind of listen to what you're saying and think, you know, all right, maybe there's a nugget of advice in there somewhere. But rip on everybody freely. It's free speech, man. It happens all the time. It's constructive, it's healthy, it's beneficial, and it gives you just a little bit of a tougher skin. And I like that humor out of David Dempsey, man. After David Dempsey's call, Mickey was talking about a civil rights attorney named Trisha Lindsay, who had a recorded message that Mickey played at Freedom Corner on Monday night. And it was powerful, man. And these are people who know about the Constitution, can absolutely see that the Constitution is getting trampled on and kicked aside for everything that this regime is doing in power right now. So it was great to hear from Trisha Lindsay. And then Mickey was also talking about one of the J6 defense attorneys in D.C. named Carol Stewart, who Mickey is giving kudos to. She is saying that she's doing a great job and doing as best she can in that environment. And the environment is lawyers and judges, okay? And they all work together. The lawyers work with the judges. Even though you're opposing the judge, you still got to work with that judge tomorrow. So it puts a limit on what levels the attorneys will go to for their clients if they are in direct opposition to an obviously jaded judge, which is happening. Every single J6 case that goes through these courts is going before a manipulated judge, a judge that lives in the D.C. area, listens to all that propaganda when they take their robe off and go home and listen to NPR all the way home. And this Carol Stewart's just doing a great job. And Mickey was giving her a shout out. Chris Quaglin called up next, and he said something about that he is working with this Carol Stewart now, and that seems to be encouraging. Chris Quaglin's got records, man. He wrote everything down. He got tortured. He got everything in the book they threw at him to try to break him. Chris Quaglin has lost everything, by the way, too. He was married, had a child, had a home. All that's gone. All that is gone for Chris Quaglin. And he marches on and stands tall. And I got to stand behind these patriots that are doing this, man. And I pray that I can do the same if I'm ever in that same situation. And then Chris was talking about more of the horrid conditions they continue to experience in the D.C. gulag. It isn't like it's all better now. It's a little better than it was when this all started because nobody was broadcasting it on live streams yet. And nobody was making mass phone calls to the prison system and the Marshal Service and the BOP like we are now. But there are still horrid conditions and just unbelievable incompetence with the D.C. jail right now. They can't even keep the commissary open sometimes. And, you know, all that is monitoring a website or something, man. All right, Cummings X-ray J6ers. I suppose you're supposed to be X-ray, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah, then we got Hunter. All right, man, let me get through this because I really want to get to the news. I got a lot of news, man. Then we heard from, we had roll call. Brandon Fellows called, man. And this guy, he spoke his mind in court. The judge just threw an extra 6 months in the last 5 minutes of his sentencing on him for no apparent reason, because Brandon, you know, told the judge what he thinks is actually going on. The judge just whacked him with another 6 months, extra 6 months. His sentence is extreme, multi-year sentence. I don't think it's over yet, though. And Brandon Fellows was saying about how the judges take things out of context. They will present evidence, and it's jumbled up. The J6ers don't have time to gather and present a defense to most of this stuff. They don't even know what they're going to attack them with in the court sometimes till a week before they got to go in there. How do you make a defense in a week? You're sitting in jail for 2 years waiting for a trial, right? And the prosecution is not giving you the discovery, what they're planning on attacking you with in the court, you know? And then they do all kinds of tricks with that. Once they do deliver the discovery, they bury it in a mountain of evidence of other stuff that they're not using, and they'll just pick out little clips, rearrange them however they see fit, take the audio out, add audio in, all kinds of cheating, every level of cheating, and the whole country, the whole legal system is watching this all go on. So I don't know. You're thinking with people in a profession, like if they had a union in the legal profession, I would think that the union would be standing up and saying something, but they don't. They got the Bar Association. They got 51 different bar associations in the country. Every state has their own. No method of overseeing the behavior. Yes, there is oaths that they're all supposed to take. There is things written about how they're supposed to behave and stuff, but the whole country either isn't watching what's going on in D.C. or they're ignoring the whole thing and thinking, thank God I'm not in that cesspool over there. Thank God I don't work in D.C. because you can see how it operates over there. And one thing Brandon Fellows said last night or on Monday that really hit me home and made me understand the humility of this guy, the heart, the courage of this guy was he was saying he's not going to lie about anything. If they present a fact that's something that is not fact, is not truth, he will stand up against it. And he said, the truth means more to me than my freedom. So he's willing to stay in jail. He's not going to just say whatever they want him to say and dance around however they want him to dance around unless it's the truth. And it isn't the truth, so he's not playing their game. And he is sacrificing a lot for that. He is taking hits. And that's hits for all of us, all right? We stand for the truth. And when you're in prison, you're under their control, and yet he stands tall. And so does Chris Quadwin, and so does Taylor Jonatakis, and David Dempsey, and John Mellis, and all of the guys, man. Jake Lang, and Chris Quadwin, man. I mean, these guys are standing strong. And I got to believe that our prayers have something to do with that. Any normal man, any mortal man would have been crushed long ago by the torturous conditions that are in these prisons and the treatment that they're getting, the psychological terror, the diesel therapy, everything they're doing to these guys is absolutely inhumane. The Nuremberg Code should be brought into effect to stifle these tyrants and what they're doing. All we know how to do, Patriots, is stand on Freedom Corner and live stream it and try to get the word out. That's all I know how to do. We are not violent. We don't want to start a civil war. We want a nice country for our children to grow up in. We want to be able to have jobs. We just want peace. We want safety. We want the truth, and we want justice. And we obey the God who delivered justice to this planet, okay? What happened when God kicked Adam and Eve out of the garden? They had sons. The one son killed the other. That didn't go unnoticed. God said, "You are cursed forever, Cain, for making your brother's blood spill on the ground," all right? And God put into action the Avenger of Blood. Deuteronomy 9, I think it's in, 12 or something like that, the Avenger of Blood. Anybody could call out to God and ask for justice be served for somebody unjustly murdered, okay? The Avenger of Blood is somebody God put in charge to come and avenge the blood of the innocent. And I pray to God for the Avenger of Blood to come justify and rectify Ashley Babbitt's blood hitting the ground inside that Capitol, and Roseanne Boyland, and Benjamin Phillips, and Kevin Greason. That's what I pray for, all right? Want to learn how to pray in power. Find out what God does, how he operates, and ask him to plead with him to make that Avenger come down and make justice reign on this earth as it is in heaven. And then, so yeah, man, the truth means more than my freedom. How many of us could say something like that? Brandon Fellows, God bless you, man. Jeff Sable got on Monday night. We did the national anthem once again. Another beautiful night. 525 in a row. Last night, Tuesday night, it was looking grim. It was really looking like we might not have a vigil tonight. Things were stacking up. Weather was happening in D.C. Extreme amounts of rain. I heard where Trooper and Sherry's place is, they got 7 inches of rain last night right before the vigil, and streets were flooded. They couldn't make it to the vigil, okay? And then it got to 7 o'clock, and I wasn't seeing any notifications coming up, and I got on the phone, and I'm like, oh, man, are you guys going to make it? And I got word from Tammy that, yep, we're on our way. They're on our way. And all of a sudden, I got a notification from Rebecca. Okay, so Rebecca's channel and Tammy's channel got taken down over the weekend for who knows what, okay? But luckily, Rebecca's got a second backup channel already registered and has done live streams on it. Tammy did not. And it takes a little bit of doing to get a new channel and be able to live stream on it. Tammy was able to set up a YouTube channel, get more than 50 subscribers on it, and begin the live stream in 2 days. So that was awesome. That was a miracle, in my opinion. I would have no idea how to do that, especially without like David around or Trooper around to tell me what I'm doing here. And she did it, man. God bless you, Tammy. God bless you. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. The rain was just coming down. Rebecca's stream comes up. She's sitting in the car. It's raining so hard you can't see out the windows. And I think we all started praying, and behold, the rain slowed down enough for them to actually get out of the car, get down to the corner, and set up a canopy where they could all get under there. And Katie was there, Dwight was there, Mickey and Nicole and Tammy, they were there. And Deb for Freedom was there. I didn't know Deb for Freedom was still in D.C., but she had a great stream last night at Freedom Corner. It was just, I applaud the effort that you guys did and totally made Vigil number 526 in a row happen. God bless you, Patriots. God bless you. Then we got a phone call from Dominic Box, told us there's 2 new J6ers there. One's named Scott Miller. The other one's name is David Geeson from North Carolina. Scott Miller's from Maryland. The guys welcomed them into the pod, got them settled in. I'm sure they're helping them out. And it's nice to know that at least we got that going on in the D.C. Gulag. Now, once they get their sentencing and get farmed out to BOP prisons all over the country, that's not the case. They're not hanging out with 30 other J6ers in a pod. They're usually by themselves, or there's only 2 or 3 or 4 of them. Some prisons have more, but yeah, that's what happened. Trooper and Sherry, yeah, there was flooding. She was headed over to help them. Glory B was headed over to help them. I'm not sure if their apartment got flooded or if the streets were flooded. Probably both, I would imagine. I don't know what their living conditions are. If they're in an apartment or in a basement dwelling or whatever, I don't know what they're in, man. All right. Yeah, I just caught Deb for Freedom right at the end there too, Lee Sorensen, and she had a great picture going on, and the great sound too, man. All right, we're gonna hand you a wrench there, Carol. We're short-handed today. All right, there you go. You should have a wrench there, Carol. Thanks for helping out. And then I saw that Glory B took a long time to get home. I didn't watch the whole thing, though. But, yeah, the streets were horrible. Tammy, when they got there, they got the tent set up. They were like, we prayed in the car already, so we're just going to go right into the Pledge of Allegiance. And I wish I was in that car listening to that prayer, because that's 4 women that were in that car that are just warriors in this fight, man. Trusting in God every minute of every day. And it's working. It's working. Because just today, who do I see in the sitting behind Hunter Biden? Or was that today or yesterday? Sitting right behind Hunter Biden in a Senate hearing meeting was, or a House of Representatives, whatever they call it, a meeting. They were having a meeting. And Hunter decided to visit, you know. He walked in there in the middle of the thing. They all sat down, him and his little entourage. And pretty soon, right behind him was Mickey, Nicole, and Ivan. And I couldn't see who else. And they were only in the first shots that Fox News was putting out there, because then Fox News changed the angle. But there's Nicole sitting there with her Ashley Babbitt t-shirt on right next to Ivan. Mickey was there. I would imagine that Tammy and Deb for Freedom were there, but I'm not certain on that. And it's good to see you Patriot ladies out there making it known. We're not forgetting. We will never forget. We will never get over the 2020 election, because it was a fraud. And look at the damage it has done to this country and continues to do on this country day to day. And then all the other phone calls, Dominic got into it first, but the Ray Epps atrocity. Ray Epps got 1 year probation for his urging of an insurrection on January 6th, telling people to go into the Capitol for 2 days before, for whispering in people's ears and then watching them step away and a group of people bust down a police line, you know. Attack a fence. They all got charged with attacking police, but really all they did was attack a fence. So they inflated those into 9 felonies each. And Ray Epps gets 1 year probation. In fact, Ray Epps even put a text out that said he orchestrated the whole thing. You know, on January 6th, at the end of the day, Ray Epps texted, I orchestrated it. And he gets a year probation. A year probation. This is a constitutional and a justice atrocity that's happening right now, people, and everyone's hair should be on fire over this. We're standing, we're doing what we can, but we're only 300 people, all right? We need the rest of America to stand up and determine what happens because of this. The country is in dire need, is under a high security risk right now because of what's going on, because of this illegitimate regime in the White House right now. 100% Epps is a Fed. No doubt about it. Two-tier justice. Right in our face. That's right, Cleo. I mean, you can't... And it's been happening over and over for 3 years. For 4 years. I mean, let's throw COVID in there, too, you know. It came to everybody's front door with a sickness. And it's it's taken a long time to wake up the sleepy Americans. But I don't think once your typical American understands what's going on, they're going to realize that, all right, we're going to have to do something because this isn't fixing itself. We tend to think that this perfect system that we have is an auto-correcting system, but it's been hijacked, it's been usurped. People have been put in place that are taking oaths and then breaking them, and there's no repercussions on it. It's going to take we, the people, standing up for this to change it. And we could change it tomorrow if we all just got onto the group think, determine what we're going to do about it, and make it end. We could make it end tomorrow. Our Congress could make it end tomorrow, but I'm really sick of just waiting around for the Congress to do stuff. They're not doing it. They're on purpose. And then they got their theater, oh, now we got Mike Johnson, all right? Now, okay, another month or two just went by, nothing happened, okay? All the J6 tapes aren't out yet. They're not available to me. I don't have them, okay? J6 tapes aren't it. There's letters of correspondence between people. There's phone calls. There's police radio recordings. A lot of information other than the security footage videos from around the Capitol on J6. And then at the end of the night, Daniel Ball actually had some information last night. It's so funny, man. Jeff Sable always comes out with Daniel Ball, and he goes, "Well, Daniel, what do you got to add into this?" And Daniel's like, "I didn't do anything. I forgot. I got nothing today. Just thank you, Patriots." Well, last night Daniel Ball had a really juicy piece of information where he was talking about how 1,000,000 seconds is a day or whatever, 1,000,000,000 seconds is 1.5 years, or whatever, but 1,000,000,000,000 seconds is 33,000 years, okay? So when you add up how long it would take somebody to watch just the 44,000 hours of security footage, it's not doable by one person. This footage needs to be released, and we need to have tens of thousands of people analyzing this footage in order to pick up legitimate defense cases for every single one of the J6ers that have been railroaded through that courthouse in D.C. Taylor John Attackers called again last night too, and talking about Ray Epps. Crazy, man. Chris Quaglin called in, was talking about some more horrid conditions in the jail. Jeff Sable called. We got a nice national anthem out of the guys. Raining as hard as it was, but man, it was just one for the books. And it happened. Vigil number 526 in the books, a success. Done. All right, so let's get into some news here. The video footages that have been released are they're available at a location where you have to go to that location to look at the videos. You're not allowed to take any of the videos home to do anything. Or hold on a second. Move. All right, hold on, Patriots. I gotta move the truck. Keep coming through. All right, live TV. Here we go. Just getting into the news. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Glory be, hello. All right, yeah, let's talk about Brandon, or Hunter. Yeah, Kathy Gilman, a lot of videos with Ray Epps outside the Capitol on January 5th, January 6th, before Trump's even done with the speech. He's there at the Capitol. He wasn't there to hear Trump speak. He was there to orchestrate a security breach against the police there, and he gets a year probation. Okay, so Hunter was in court, or in a House Oversight Committee hearing. And that was run by Comer. Comer is the chairman of that. And Raskin is the co-chair, what do they call that? The minority leader of the House Oversight Committee. And they were questioning about Hunter Biden, and Hunter Biden just comes walking in like he owns the place, sits down. A couple of people get to question him, not question him, but just give statements. They were each given 5-minute statements. Raskin is just being the dork that he normally is. His hair finally grew back, I guess. So he doesn't wear the goofy bandana anymore. But they're each giving their 5-minute statements, and Hunter's sitting there with his arms crossed, mean mugging all the people that are talking to him and about him. And I noticed that Mickey and Nicole and Ivan were sitting right behind him, in the row behind him. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, the chair, noticed Marjorie Taylor Greene, or recognized Marjorie Taylor Greene. You may have your 5 minutes now. As soon as she started speaking, Hunter Biden and his little doofuses all stood up and walked out of the courtroom. Made a big show of it. Marjorie Taylor Greene has released tweets about it since then, just ripping on Hunter Biden. What the hell is going on in D.C. right now? Never seen anything like this in my life, ever. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure what's going on there. All I do know is that this stuff is not normal at all. Oh, yeah, glory be. We heard about this. I didn't get to see it on your stream, but I heard you were like trapped in that garage with the flooding. Crazy. It looks like it dried out a little bit here today. I hope it dried out a little bit down there in D.C. for you, though. Yeah, and Trump's kids, when they got subpoenaed by these committees, they came in and they held closed-door hearings. You know, they held whatever they wanted them to have, and obeyed, had respect for the law, respect for Congress. And Hunter Biden now, this is like the second or third time where he's just thumbing his nose at Congress. And if you can get away with that, what do we have? What do we have here in America? Another thing that's going weird, that's just weird, okay? And all this is in a day now, all right? Lloyd Austin, the head of the Department of Defense, went missing for a week. Nobody knew that he was in an ICU unit in a hospital having elective surgery done, okay? And then just yesterday it comes out that he has prostate cancer and he was having some kind of surgery. Well, I don't think when you have prostate cancer, that's an elective surgery, is it? But that's what they told him. And now there's guys on TV today giving excuses for him that, well, he might have had clouded judgment because of his medical condition, or possibly because of some of the drugs he was on because of his medical condition, without noticing that that's the guy in charge of all branches of our military, okay? So if this guy's got clouded judgment, if this guy can't report where he is today, if this guy goes into the hospital and doesn't tell anybody, that's done. He's out. He's got to go, man. He just abandoned his post. You know, he's got to get rid of it, man. We got to get rid of them. So they are articles of impeachment. Somebody just put up articles of impeachment today about that. It's so nice having you trolls come in here with a name like Meatwad asking about the weather. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, you're right, Lee. I'll bet she knew he was in the hospital. I just don't like that name, dude. Sorry. Thank you for playing. Yeah, they'll be laughing all the way to their own imprisonment. And that's going to be the easy part, because then they're going to burn in hell for eternity after that. So, I don't know. We're trying, trolls. We're trying to clue you guys in, to turn you around and realize the depths of your own depravity so that you can repent and have a relationship with God again, because our relationship with God is broken until you do that and repent and accept the plan that he put in place for you, all right? And we don't do this to you, all right? We're a bunch of... I'm an old guy, all right? What are you young people so fascinated with, like, old people trying to save our country, you know, bringing attention to things that are obviously wrong, you know? We're bringing attention to obvious, like, people that put children in peril and stuff, and man, I just don't get it why you trolls are so fixated on us. I know why the FBI's deception that's going on and all that, but I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You guys need a life. You need to read the Bible. You need to come understand that there's a spirituality involved with living on this planet right now. And you're missing out. And you're going to regret it. No doubt about it. Oh, what else happened? Oh, Greg Kelly on Newsmax was reporting on a high school in New York where 2,000 high school students were told Tuesday at 5 o'clock that they don't need to come back to school, that they will now be holding classes online for the indefinite future so that they could move in illegal aliens into the school to house them through this cold snap. And there you have it. I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time. What are they going to do with all the illegals? Well, right now, there's a 100-year-old high school in New York City that Supreme Court justices have been to, that congressmen have went to high school there. And it's 2,000 high school students displaced. They've been evicted. They have been replaced. So here we go. The first 2,000 Americans replaced officially by the illegal immigrants in this country. Yeah. Dropping out. Who's dropping out? Yeah, they're not replacing them to bring kids into the school, Carol. These are just illegal aliens that need a place to live, and it's so cold out that the place that they were living in was inadequate conditions. Like a high school is adequate conditions. You know, what's going to happen to the inside of that high school? They're going to trash it or something. Oh, Chris Christie just dropped out of the race. Okay, I did not hear that, man. All right, here we got, take note, Patriots. We got beef for USA with a picture of Glory Bee. Now, do you suppose that's a troll? Do you suppose that's a troll? Should we keep him as a pet? I mean, is he harming us? We can laugh at his stupid comments or something. But I don't know. I've kind of had it with the trolls. I've really had it with the trolls. So just because I don't like your name there, Beef, you're out. Thank you for playing. Go start another channel with a witty name and come back later and hassle the old people, you punk. What else happened, man? 2,000 high school students replaced, evicted. MSM is running, mainstream media is now running ads that Trump has so much going on that he's going to be too distracted to run for president. That's what they're saying now. Okay, Ridgeline, there's a different one that just says block. I don't know. It might not be coming up on your thing yet because we didn't have time to orchestrate this or not. But when you hold on a name there, options will come up. And on mine, it's just block. Just get rid of them. Delete. Just like what God's going to do when he arrives at the pearly gates. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Yeah. And then on NBC or mainstream media, they were talking about the Trump case. All right, so Trump was just in D.C., you know. That was like, was that a week ago? No, that was like yesterday or 2 days ago. Oh, man, small water guy, you're officially an old guy now, really? All right, man. Welcome to your 50s. Yeah, we should resist that immediately, Lee Sorensen, right? Mass amounts of people. Assemble. I know this is going to be a pain in the butt, but that's one way of doing it, man. That's one way of doing it. If New York had 10,000 people at that high school, they would not have gotten one illegal immigrant into that school. They weren't going to arrest 10,000 people. And that's all it would have taken there in New York at that high school. But it just seems like we're lacking leadership is what I think is the problem here. We're so divided up and splintered up, and because of the past 50 years, you know, that we can't come, and we got like people like the trolls that they can't just put their own selfishness aside and go, wait a minute, this would benefit me if I got on board with these people. They're fighting for my rights too. So we're divided up. Somehow God's got to heal this division that's going on. And I think the one way that we can get people back is to direct them towards God, you know, get them to review their faith. Have you read the Bible in the last year? It's not like you accept Jesus into your heart when you're 10 years old and boom, 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 it's all done. You're saved. It's not like that. You got a lifetime now to learn how God works. God made us eternal beings. We have power. We lost the power because they've hidden it from us for so long. We have to rediscover where that power is. And you're going to find that your churches hid the power, all right? The churches are keeping you from your strength, from the powers that God gives you. Yeah, none of that would happen in a small town either. But right now, and it's just the beginnings of it too. Maybe if that happens to another high school and then another one in New York, maybe then they'll start standing up. It does seem like there is an inner city awakening starting to happen, and they're coming around. But it's just going to take a while. They all endured COVID for 2 years and wore the mask and got the shot. You know, maybe there's a little bit of a high element of fluoride in the water. Fluoride turns you into a docile cow, you know. You don't stand up for anything with a bunch of fluoride in your system. That's why it says do not swallow on the toothpaste. But so why are they putting it into water? Gotta just think. Just think, man. But who's got time to think? They're watching football games and TV shows and laughing at Taylor Swift and, you're bamboozled. And we're used to being bamboozled. We expect to be bamboozled by the television set. That's our hobby. That's everybody's hobby. So you got to break the TV cord. You got to kill your television set. You got to... It's a long awakening to get to the point where you're ready to stand up outside of a high school and say, you ain't moving them people into my kid's high school. It's a long turnaround. It's like trying to turn a battleship around, basically. You can't just swing the wheel and it turns. Hunter in D.C. So yeah, Biggs. While at the House Oversight Committee, Biggs, I don't know how, but the word Nimrods came out of his mouth. All right, and then I got on Taylor Swift not too long ago, and I heard people were they thought that was hilarious, that I think Taylor Swift is the enemy and that she has any power whatsoever, but it just turns out that the Pentagon Psychological Operations Unit was talking to the UN about using Taylor Swift as a means for counteracting misinformation. I mean, this was an actual high-level discussion that happened in probably the UN offices in New York. And at our psychological, what is the name of that again? I know it's a real legitimate thing. The Pentagon Psychological Operations Unit proposed to use Taylor Swift as a countermeasure to misinformation. So there you have it. I mean, the paperwork's there. The receipts are there. That's what they did. Told you. And look what they're doing with Taylor Swift now. She's probably a lesbian, but they got her stacked up with a football player. And, it's the same thing. She's making so much money. She's giddy, That's her thing. She wants money. She's probably got enough money to live the rest of her life in luxury, but she's still going to continue to do it for more money. More money. Yeah, right. Yeah, the fluoride, it's real, man. They used fluoride in the prisoner camps in World War II. And all this information is out there. But if you don't have any time or desire to look this stuff up, you'll never know about it. So that's where information is hidden. My people die for lack of knowledge, is what it says in Hosea. And I gotta say, that's words of truth, man. Words of truth. My people die because they don't look to the correct source of healing. And my people die because they're not connected with their strengths. They're detached from their strengths and stuff. Our families are our strength. That is the nurturing garden that God made for man and woman to raise a child, to become a man and a woman to raise another child. And the generations will continue that way. But once you break that chain, that where families are an enemy of the state like they are right now, that you just broke the mold and you're never going to have more children and you're going to be just condemned to a life of barren unhappiness, basically. So there it is, folks. There it is, patriots. We'll let you go. I got to get ready for Freedom Corner. All right, so we're going to have Sapphire Patriot's going to be streaming tonight. I believe 1791 Stormtrooper's going to be there tonight. Tammy's new channel. Does everybody have Tammy's new channel and Rebecca's other channel? And I'm not sure if Dev for Freedom is still there. She'll be streaming if she is there. I've not asked her if she was going to still be there or not. Glory B's going to be there. Right on, Glory. Thank you. That's the information I want to make sure you guys have. So that there was a bunch of people that I found out didn't know where to look for Freedom Corner last night. And even though it was there, I mean, they'll be able to find the reruns now, but they weren't able to be there in the chat last night. So Glory B, way to go. We love you, Glory B. You're a warrior. You are a warrior on the right side of history, man. Right side of history. All right, Patriots. I hope you all got the backup channels. Just so long as you got one channel you can tune into. If you want to find out the other channels, I'm sure our moderators are going to be putting those links in wherever they can in order for you to be able to go subscribe to the backup channels so that when somebody gets taken down, where it's not as much of a big hit on us or on the freedom movement here. All right, so thanks for joining me, Patriots. Thanks for joining me, trolls. I pray there's a seed put into your brain that will save your soul. Fear not the man who can take your life, but fear him who can take your soul. God bless you, Patriots. We'll see you at the corner. This is Jericho, over and out.